ahead and talk all the shit they want. But you know what? I remember this was about certain things and certain tenets and certain pillars, and those pillars have crumbled to across the fucking board. This fucking MJ, even if he molested kids thing. So are you telling me he would not be subject to the punishments described in the song To Catch a Predator? Because if that's the case, then I'd like to know why.
Right.
Because these are tenets of the things that we were brought up on as juggalos.
Right.
Now, people always say to me, like, it seems like you have a personal slight against psychopathic. And I won't call it a personal slight. But what really set these things into motion, and I'll tell you, I went to the gathering and I saw Wizard. And if you want to talk about having your fucking juggalo batteries recharged, I was already on the fence about a lot of shit, but I definitely wasn't super vocal about it.
Okay.
But I went to the gathering because I always said Wizard would draw my ass back to the fucking fields. And I went and got my fucking juggalo battery recharged. And then he announced Blase Rose. And then I caught wind of certain things. Now, she's from my area. She's from New England. She's from Maine. Now, as someone who is heavily involved in the scene here, business-wise, record label-wise, show-wise, broadcasting-wise, like I am, of course, I kind of did my digging, and it was like, well, wait a minute. You didn't sign anybody who has been opening your shows for the past decade. You haven't signed anybody who's been making sure that there's a juggalo scene in this state and in this area for the 364 fucking days a year you don't come around.
Right.
You fucking signed a girl you were fucking? So that's kind of what set me being vocal about certain things off. And then his fucking trashing of Twisted was like, all right, Chuck, you need to get on the internet and kind of, because certain people weren't gonna set things right. So I was like, fuck it. I need to say what I know. I need to say what I think based on the information. And I think a lot of times I say some shit and people are like, well, that's a lie. And it's like, no, it's a prediction. So when I say Psychopathic's going to file for bankruptcy, it hasn't happened yet. It doesn't mean I lied.
Right.
It just means maybe it didn't happen on my original timetable. But I seem to be on the front of the wave. I was on the front of the wave well before Blase was released from the fucking label.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm the one who announced that she got thrown off the tour that time.
She only got introduced to them because of Jelly, right? I think Jelly Roll introduced them.
No, she was down with Otis. See, you want to hear my deep conspiracy theory?
Okay, let's hear this.
I don't even talk about this on my show. So, Joe and Blase, I don't even call her that. I'm gonna call her fucking, what was her fucking name before? Dottie or something? She had some fucking name before. But nonetheless, I don't like calling her Becky because that's actually my girlfriend's name, and my girlfriend is a lovely person. Right. So we'll say Joe and Blase. So Joe and Blase are still together, right? From all what everybody can see. What if all this stems from that?
Like a Yoko Ono Lennon thing.
Not even that, because that's just a woman having influence over a dude, which, don't get me wrong, I know she's influencing that dude. So don't get me wrong. I don't believe that that's not the case. But I believe that may have been the case before, too, because people accuse Sugar of that shit, too. You know what I'm saying? Which Michelle's a lovely lady, and I think a lot of us would give anything for Michelle and Joe to be back together. But Joe's with Blase now. So what if I said that before Joe left Michelle, that Blase wasn't not around? She was around, but she was around people like Otis. Okay. So if the girl you're with now used to fuck a dude who was sleeping on a cat bed fucking studio because you wasn't paying him. Wouldn't you go to the links? He's going to some links, and it's been a long time. And for him to say, like, for him to diss Otis on stage at South by Southwest, this isn't about his niece. This isn't about fucking Jump Steady's grandchild anymore. Something else is going on.
Right.
And I know for a fact that she was the little slam pig for certain people when they came to town. Otis being one of them. Fucking ABK being another. So, where's ABK been since she came around?
Gone.
That's my deep cut. That's my fucking red belt conspiracy theory. But that, like, I'll get burned for that one.
Oh, yeah.
She's still, like, Instagram story and fucking undie pics from his bathroom. We did a fucking picture comparison of one of the pics she put on her IG story of herself in, like, half nude in undies in a bathroom. And there was a picture of Jay and Ruby in her furry costume in a bathroom.
Okay.
And we took the pictures, put them side by side, same fucking bathroom. So you tell me what's good. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying that obviously the heyday is over.
It is very much.
It looks like certain artists are moving in the right direction. I believe Twisted's been moving in the right direction.
Oh, yeah.
But
absolutely.
Light opening his independent web store was a huge step for him.
Right.
I mean, Ouija's out there getting money, regardless of how certain people may feel about him. He's at least getting money.
Yeah.
So, you know how it is.
It just trips me out. Just like, even in like the Juggalo faction of people and shit. Like, the only reason I even follow like the Gathering of Juggalos page and shit 19 is just to laugh about it, dude. Like, it's such a fickle group of people that cry over everything.
Okay, so all right, so lately, because like I told you before we went live, I've been trying to do a good job of like staying away from it for the most part. The majority of my content since the new year has not been related to this in any fucking sort of way, albeit it may be the content that gets me the most interest. So people need to understand, me moving away from it is a poor decision on my part marketing wise, because my numbers are much higher when I do the dumb shit that the other motherfuckers are doing.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that because long-term longevity wise, if my fucking bankruptcy is true, like if it comes true, do I win a prize? No. Everything just continues. So I need to have something else to talk about because I truly believe that this is coming to an end and we're not going to have anything to talk about anymore.
Right.
So with that belief, I need to do things to structure and shore up so I don't have to announce my retirement like someone else did before I showed up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. There's going to be no Chuck's announcing his retirement because there's no more interesting juggalo-ness. Fam, there's so many fucking facets to me. It's fucking retarded.
Right?
Like, it's confusing.
Which
I tell people stories and they're like, some people, when they first meet me, they're like, Chuck's full of shit. And then after time, and then they meet people who really know me and they're like, no. Everything he has to say, is true. It's all verifiable, like all the crazy rapper stories and like the I say I'm in a Wu-Tang Clan video, and it's not a lie. You can go on YouTube. It's not on my fucking page. You can go on YouTube and there's a Wu-Tang Clan video for a song called Pearl Harbor with several million views, and I'm in it.
Nice.
Like I'm not making that up clearly. So you know what I mean. So the two things lately I've been getting tore up about. One of them being Twisted bringing up the march again, which I fucking wish they hadn't. Because the only motherfuckers talking about the march anymore are motherfuckers still waiting for the results to come in off that motherfucker. But that whole thing is like, that was a year and a half ago. And more stuff has gotten canceled since the march than prior to.
Right. Not
by any fault of the juggalos. But more stuff has gotten canceled since. So did the march hurt or help? And did anything change? Anybody get their kids back?
Nope.
Anybody get their job back? Did anything happen? No, but you know what did happen? ICP's fucking popularity for that week spiked.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
They're talked about more, for sure.
So, of the people that supported the march, because there were a bunch of people who supported the march, of those people, I'm not seeing any of them around anymore. What I'm seeing is ICP doing major business with people who did not support the march. So the people put and twisted on some sort of imaginary fucking blacklist because they didn't support the march need to seriously look at the entire lineup of the upcoming Fury tour, which Mac Lethal wasn't at no march. Stitches wasn't even invited because he got face tats. Fucking Cage's ass wasn't there. Like Esham wasn't there, and they've been doing more business with E. Like E came out publicly against the fucking march, and he been getting checks. He been getting fat checks off Jay since, and the Juggalos since.
Except for canceled shows.
So when Tech comes back to the Gathering this summer, okay, and collects a fucking fat bag of Juggalo money, remember it's because he didn't support the march.
Right.
So the Juggalos didn't even follow through with their end of this. They came out and said, y'all need to come out and support the Juggalos because the Juggalos support you. Of the motherfuckers who came out and supported the Juggalos, I don't see none of the fucking base supporting those people now. And I always call the big one in this is Buck. Buckshot went out of his way, came out of his own pocket to go to DC to perform, to directly support the people that supported him, the Juggalos.
Right.
And what he got for that was a Gathering disinvite. You know what I'm saying?
Really? That's fucked up.
Like, you know what I mean? And Juggalo shit-talking him when the UGA project came out.
Okay.
Because he was with somebody who didn't, but this, you know what I mean? So there's that. So as far as I'm concerned, if you're still talking about the march, you need to do some new shit. You obviously ain't got enough stuff in your life if you're talking about some shit from a year and a half ago that had nothing and no bearing on nothing.
At all. Not whatsoever.
No, number two is that twisted lying thing. And I just don't like when someone omits a huge portion of information and makes up a story with no fucking proof or backup, and then you have 1,000 fucking idiots, black sheep in their fucking way right behind him. And it's like, no, if you actually took the time to go listen to it and you didn't gloss over the dude flew him out and said, you're off the label or I need you on this, well, you would understand what really happened there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, for sure.
So there's that. And then like the MJ thing, man, if you defending this ain't an argument about whether or not Michael Jackson touched kids. This is an argument about the statement, even if he did. And in my world, if I know you did some shit, I don't give a fuck if you can legitimately make shit levitate and catch fire. You ain't in my circle. But the thing is, this explains why they went through such great lengths to hide and protect Will Sigler.
I was going to ask you about that. That was the one guy working for him, right?
He still does.
Yeah.
We saw pictures of him at the fucking Christmas party at Ballas with people. So and he decorated. Like he decorated.
Right.
Like they even like gave him a credit for that. Like, so if that's the attitude at your label, then no longer are you allowed to, and I guarantee that's probably one of the reasons they stayed away from the topic on the current fucking Joker's card. Think about the Joker's cards, at least the old ones.
Yeah.
There was typically themes of anti-pedophilia, anti-rape stuff, and those attitudes have gone away artistically within their music.
Right.
And his Michael Jackson thing fucking capped it off the other night. He turned a lot of people off. He's turning a lot of people off by repressing a CD that only didn't come out because he fucking canceled a tour too. Right. But whatever. Like, that's the thing. Like, these are all steps towards what I think the inevitability of this is going to be.
Oh, yeah.
And if something huge doesn't happen between now and July, this Gathering 20, y'all, they made a long time. Good job.
Right.
At 20 years, you buy your dick a fucking gold watch, and you let it retire.
Right.
And they can